Good news, Mitch.
Yeah?
This week we are holding up our end of the bargain and completing a contractually obligated commission for a Patreon supporter.
Yeah.
It's an illustration of a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles character called Manmoth.
So, Manmoth.
Yeah, he's a TMNT character chosen by a patron.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have a tier in our Patreon where after a year at a certain level, you can request a commission from either you or me.
Right. With me, you'd get a needle-felted figure.
Yeah, and with me, you get a full-color inked illustration of the character of your choice.
Mm-hmm.
And you're off the hook this time
right.
because he chose the drawing. And even though it's part of the Patreon, it works just like any other time someone commissions us.
Oh, yeah, it does.
They come to us with their idea. We do some sketches. We exchange ideas. Try to give them what they want.
Right.
And then we ship it out. The bonus this time for me is that this particular patron is apparently aware of my affinity for trying new things, for drawing new things, for jumping in.
Nice.
And he's thrown a character at me that I have never heard of. I never laid eyes on him. I knew nothing about this guy.
This ought to be fun.
I had a blast. I really had a blast working on it. And if anybody else wants to get in on this, the information about our Patreon is down in the info. So after the initial inking with brush and pen, I set up my ink wash materials. Some different mixes of ink and water, brushes, a scrap of paper to test lines, and I got to work adding some tones to Manmoth. Now let's just you and I talk about Manmoth.
Okay, so we weren't familiar with this character.
Not at all.
So I did some research. The wiki said he's part of a group of immortals called the Pantheon, and that he's an ally of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
And it says he's an ally, but every image I saw showed the turtles hitting him with sticks. So I'm not
They're
sure.
allies the way we're allies. We're on the same side,
Yeah.
but sometimes we hit each other with sticks.
Well, I agree with you about us, but I also did some research on my own by asking our patron who commissioned this piece, and he indicated that it was more like Manmoth and the turtles aren't allies or partners or teammates. They might not even like each other. He more or less tolerates the turtles.
Okay, so it is like us.
Honestly, at this point, it is. And I also learned from our patron, by the way, that Manmoth lives in seclusion in Siberia
Okay.
and hunts to survive. So he's always packing. He's got
Yeah.
axes, knives, crossbow. It's got the works.
He looks like he can handle himself.
He is super tough. And, no one's mentioned the Manmoth in the room, but he is also part elephant.
I hadn't noticed.
Now I have my watercolor set up, my Daniel Smith palette.
Yeah.
And we're going to throw some color on this guy. All of the supplies I use, by the way, as usual, I will jot down in our info.
And you're going right over the ink wash with the color.
Yeah, but the watercolors are more or less translucent. So all the light and dark of the ink should still show through. It's actually a nice foundation to work on top of because a lot of the work's already done. I'm leaving the white of the paper as the snow on the ground.
Okay.
I'm going real minimal down there, and I'm just placing cast shadow here and there. Then up top, I wet the paper and I slopped on some purple and blue for the sky.
Oh, yeah.
I was going for the look of a cold, cloudy, wintry sky. Then I cut out a mask to cover the figure.
Oh, nice.
And I spattered on some white to follow through on that snowy feel.
So, is this the last step? Is it done?
It is done. So, put down that stick and let's take a look at it.
I love the colors.
Yeah.
It's not a rainbow of colors, but he really pops against that snowy background.
Yeah, he really pops off the page. You may have also noticed I finally put his pupils in.
I like them.
Well, in some reference photos, he had pupils.
Yeah.
And in others, he didn't. I actually went to the patron to get his opinion, get his preference. He liked the pupils.
Okay.
So we went that way. We aim to please around here.
He looked creepy scary without the pupils.
Yeah.
And I like that. But with the pupils, he still looks scary, just in a more dangerous hunter stalking you through the tundra sort of way.
Good, because that's what he is. This was a fun commission.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry to see this one go.
I know.
Anyway, 3 years ago, when I was a complete and utter novice with ink wash, watercolor, and the turtles,
Yeah.
I did a Raphael commission. There's a link here if you want to see if I've made any progress. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks a lot.